Hello, everybody. I see that the summer curse of small meetings has begun. I'm very thankful that you guys are here with us today. So welcome to our meeting. Did everybody get something to eat? Everybody good to eat? Did you eat? Okay. Everybody got food? Good deal, good deal. We are going to start this meeting with some gratitude. Does anybody have anything they are grateful for today? Yes, ma'am. LSU. Huge. That part of the year early. Oh, wow. Did it 3 years. And then she went to law school. Wonderful. All of the being that all of this determination. That's huge. In the class. In the class. Okay. A couple other graduations in the office as well. Does anybody else have anything that they are grateful for this week? No. Yes. Oh, yes, ma'am. You don't want chocolate? Okay.
But I'm grateful for you because when I see you, you exude joy and happiness and positivity, and we all might be going through stuff or having a bad day or whatever, but you just have a way of just changing that and making us see the goodness in everything. So I appreciate you.
Well, I don't realize that you do that for me as well, and that's one of the reasons why I love to come to work, because everybody in this office, this is a very special office. I try to explain it to people, but they really don't understand it until they get in here. But this is a very special office full of incredible human beings, and I'm grateful that we all get to work together. Compact in here. What are you doing? You're eating. The meeting is in here. In here. After he just ran away. Okay. So together, we all make a fantastic team. I think we're all super lucky to have each other. Yeah. Yay for all of us. That means I get a piece of candy, right? Do I get it? Okay, thank you. You're gifting your candy to me. Thank you. Champion Real Estate Inspection. If you'd like to come on up. This lovely man brought us lunch today. So we are very grateful for that. But proud that love to eat. So we're all grateful. I'm telling you, you can always win us with food. So. All about the food. This is Drew. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Drew.
How are you all today? Good. I'm Drew Tate, not that other Drew Tate that's been in the news and social media. Trust me, I've gotten some weird phone calls. And I've got public information I've shared with some of you. I'm a licensed agent as well. I've been licensed almost 10 years at the Tucker office. So as our information is out there, we get a lot of weird people in our lifestyle. So I've shared my business card with some of you. If I haven't, please let me know before you all leave, and we can share that as well. Because that is a totally complete separate entity. Disclose. That's how I get around being an agent and still using Champion. So Champion is such a great company. When I met Bill Compton, the owner, and Champion's been around since '87. So when I met the owner, he's like, hey, I got this great role, and we know what this role is. I'm not new to this. But if you want to pay me to talk about service I already use, hey, absolutely, no problem. But on the screen here is our monthly newsletter. This is the one for May. Mario Fox is actually your rep. Y'all don't have to fight for me, that's okay. So this is something that we create every month. It's available digitally as well. So you may get an email, but we drop them by when we do our weekly office visits. The thing about Champion, we do residential and commercial. So you'll see Champion real estate inspections, not home inspection. So a lot of people don't know that we do commercial. So we are full service for you, Mr. Jordan. Absolutely. But when it comes down to Champion, really, it's all about the service and the value. Home warranties, we push them for our clients. The price of home warranties have suddenly creeped up over the years. So what if I tell you that you can get an 18-month warranty for the price of a 12? So our 18-month warranty is very comparable. And for those of you that have these, they're sitting outside the door as well. Our 18-month warranty is very comparable in price to the 12-month warranty at no additional cost for the buyer. They get that extra 6 months. So you're already buying a warranty anyway, so you might as well give them that extra value. We have a pay at close option. So the way that works, your client will book the inspection. There's a card on file, it's through a third-party vendor. So closed or 60 days, whatever comes first, that's when your client pays. It's something that's unique to the area. We're the only ones that do that in the metro area. So when you come down and you're looking at your client, and obviously we can't steer them to one company or the other, but you want to talk about the value that you get. So paying at close, our 18-month warranty, repair pricing. That's a very new thing for us. I won't say for us, but not every company uses that. So repair pricer, once our inspections are done, 15 to 20 minutes after they're completed, repair pricer is generated, and that is the price to repair anything that our inspectors found or cited in their inspection. It is sent to you, the agent, first. The buyer owns the report, obviously, but it's sent to the agents first, so that you don't have your buyer blowing up your phone in the middle of a team meeting, go, hey, I'm seeing this list and it's $30,000 in repairs. You get a chance to kind of mitigate that and get ahead of that conversation. Because I mean, let's face it, buyers, they get wide-eyed and they look at a repair list and, oh my God, I got this, I got that, this house is a mess, this property is a mess. And it's like, calm down. Let's look at this. Let's talk about this. This is important. This is not, this is really a handyman thing. But the thing about repair pricer, that is the price. So it's not an estimate, it's the price based off the scope of the work that they traditionally do. So that's another added value to your clients. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but also, even if they don't do the extended comprehensive warranty, the other items that we do are covered for 125 days. So most companies are 90 days, we're 125. And that's from the date of inspection. So let's get close. All right. So if you have any more questions, I'll be available at the end of the meeting. I'll be here all day. So I'll use this as my team meeting this week.
I love it.
All right. So if I don't have your business card, let me know. Yeah. So you could get into the drawing for.
Everybody get their business cards out if you haven't done it yet. Or at least, yeah, if you don't have a business card yet.
We got it?
Paper.
All right. So nice meeting everyone.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I love it when we get the more things from our partners. So onward, Tammy's gonna come up and Tammy's going to introduce somebody. And they match.
I know. Kathy and I do that too, which is very strange. First and foremost, you guys should have on your area there. This was for National Realtor Day, but we don't need a day to celebrate y'all, but we all wanted to make sure you guys had a payday. So today I wanted to introduce you to Renee. Renee's on our team. She's our marketing manager. She handles all of our marketing, and she's the one that gets you guys set up on co-branding. And I just wanted her to come and chat and make sure you guys are all aware of what we have to offer.
Yeah, welcome, guys. We have an open house flyer that'll probably be coming out soon. Is one of the things that we can offer you in. We have a variety of them, actually. You can go into list reports or you can go into rate plug. If you need rates, this actually gives you rates that you can give to buyers when you're sitting at an open house. List reports does a more colorful version of an open house if you need that. All those are free. All you have to do is partner with Tammy and Kathy to get those. I do help all the GLG, but I'll be here in this office a lot more. You'll see me this summer a lot, so I hope to get to know you all. Do eat the payday bar, but unless you're allergic to peanuts, because I don't want to practice my old nursing skills on you. Have you pull out an EpiPen? Just a little bit about me. I was in hospital administration for about 17 years. I started when I was 5. And rolled out straight into the hospital. And then I became a realtor for 4 years after I took a break from that. And after that, started with Onward, I've been with Shelter, then Onward for about 3 years now. So I look forward to meeting you all. But we also have HomeBot. If you haven't joined that, it will roll out for you monthly reports to give to your buyers on the equity in their house and just so many things that it would take up way too much time. And I'm just looking forward to speaking to you individually to tell you about
So
that.
they can come and talk to you, they can
Yep.
schedule a meeting with you, or just. pop
And I'm
in.
actually here all day today, so feel free to come by Tammy and Kathy's office. I'll be holding down the fort there. So.
Awesome. Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you,
That's
guys.
amazing. Thank you. At no cost that you can use, there's no reason for you not to utilize these things. It just counts as extra touches towards your database, which is what we all need, so. Thank you guys for that. I do not, yeah. It's where there she is. Back, don't give me that look.
Well, in law school, I used to sit on the second to last row
Mhm.
because they call on the last row.
I
know all the tricks. I'm Courtney Forrest with O'Kelly and Sorahan. So I want to talk a little bit again about temporary occupancy this morning, because I get lots of questions on that. And just as a reminder, there is a new stipulation in your GAR forms for 416, right? For the buyer to hold a security deposit. So I often get asked about doing that at closing. Right, closing attorneys aren't set up to do that. Our escrow accounts are not for that purpose. And so the GAR committee kind of helped out with that this year in adding this step, especially if you represent the buyer, right? It's a great thing because they're going to hold that earnest money. If there's anything that's damaged, they have to provide, a list of those and an estimate to the seller, and then disperse any remaining proceeds back to them within 10 days of the occupancy, or the possession. But just a few reminders about temporary occupancy, because I know, sometimes you've got to do it, right? It's not ideal. But just know, right, the buyer owns the property. So if there is something that's a routine, now they put it in there, routine problem that happens, that's going to be on the buyer, right? The water heater just explodes. That's going to be buyer's responsibility. Seller's going to be responsible for anything that damage that they do, or their invitees, their friends, their relatives that they have do. The buyer's supposed to get a key. Now, a lot of times it doesn't happen at closing as a practical matter, but it does say in there that they get one key. They also.
That, can we just stop for 1 minute? That was everything. That was everything. I love every trumpet note.
Didn't they have a horse race on Saturday?
Horse race. So the buyer does get one key. The buyer, can have access to the common elements, right? If it's a HOA. And then the buyer can have access, to inspect, visit the property, measure for any work they're going to do once they take, possession. They need to speak to their insurance agents. The seller needs to convert his policy so that the personal belongings are covered. Because if something happened, it was destroyed by a fire, their seller's personal belongings should be covered. Okay.
And just probably the easiest thing about the temporary occupancy is all the answers are in it. If you read it.
If you read it, yes. And just know too, with this security deposit, because I've been asked that as well, when the parties are using that special stipulation, right? It says that the seller's going to pay that outside of closing directly to, because lenders, right, they don't let us put that kind of thing on the settlement statement.
And who knows if a temporary occupancy situation is occurring, who has the main insurance on the house?
Buyer.
You got it. And as she said, the seller has pretty much renter's insurance is what it is. So we got to make sure that both of those things are happening in that situation, but thank you.
So why does the buyer hold the money?
Why- Once the temporary occupancy happens, right, that survives the closing. So let's say, there's a holdover provision, you can put the seller is gonna be responsible for X amount per day if they stay longer than the temporary occupancy. But any disputes between the parties on this temporary occupancy are between the parties, right? That's after the closing, and their recourse is magistrate court. And it also provides that, the prevailing party in magistrate court, because that gives them some incentive, right, to work it out. The prevailing party gets their attorney's fees and costs and all that, and they can represent themselves in magistrate court. As well, but because the buyer's so they're gonna do a walkthrough, right, prior to the closing. But then they're gonna take possession, right, and inspect it again, and let's say when the seller moved out, then the movers caused damage or those kinds of things, that's what the security deposit is for.
And another thing is after the closing, that's buyer and seller only. That is buyer and seller only. That's you can help if you want to, but
Right.
it truly is between the buyer and the seller.
Yes.
So when they try to pull you into it, you need to kind of gently step away if you can. Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say, make sure you set it up properly in the contract, because you will be the one person they call afterwards. And if the contract didn't stipulate all what can happen
Right.
on both sides, they will pull you.
Right, I mean, like, here's the risk
And it's very clear in the temporary
Yeah,
occupancy.
of
agreement.
doing that.
It really is. So, and there are always questions about that. So Kern is always available. I'm always available. Please feel free. This is gonna be a meeting where we talk about things that have been like cropping up, that people have been having some issues with. So we're actually gonna talk about rentals today because we've been having some, not bad things, but just a lot of questions about rentals. We've had a lot of questions about temporary occupancy. So we always try to address those in our meetings. I'm flying through these because these, where is she? Where is she? Our favorite person. Get up here. Tell us about Diane Endeavors.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chandler with Diane Endeavors. So as you
So like happy.
I try, thank you.
You're doing a great job.
So as the weather is getting warmer, I know event season is coming up. So whether you guys are hosting events for your clients, or maybe you're renting a booth in a local like event or festivities in your area, I want you guys to remember Diane Endeavors is not only your friend in mail marketing, we're also your friend when you're hosting events. So for example, one of our most popular items are our banners. We offer 2 different versions. Our vinyl banner, which is the standard one you see with grommets, kind of hang them up. We also do retractable banners like this lovely one over here. So if you
I'm back. You're welcome.
So as event season is coming, if you have an event that's coming up that you guys are interested in, but you're not sure how to like draw the crowd in or anything, come and talk to me. I'm happy to come up with some ideas, some fun little things we could give out possibly to make you the star of your event. So thank you guys.
Thank you for that. They travel super easily and you can pop them up at, I mean, anywhere you take them. So that's a good investment. So thank you. The tools to run your business, we go through this every week. I don't know if y'all noticed, but they change every week. So when you get these slides, you are able to click on here and it will take you to the site. Raven was kind enough to change it up for us a little bit, Raven and Alicia. Since we're gonna be talking about rentals, Divvy is a rent to own. It works. Sometimes when you have a renter, they can actually qualify for the Divvy program and you end up selling a home instead of just renting them a home and you get your commission. It's worth looking into. Divvy, Landis, Home Partners, all of those are companies that are rent to own. They are wonderful. Y'all need to look into them if you have not already. ProMove, we're going to talk about that in a little while. Those are apartment rentals, but there is a way that you guys can work with ProMove and still get paid if your people decide they want to move into an apartment. Atlanta Land Trust, Georgia Department of Community Affairs, those are both rental programs that you can check into. This one down here is mental health assistance from the local government. So lots and lots of resources. We had a blast on renting. It was absolutely amazing. I cannot even tell you. It was just so much fun. Thank you to everyone that participated. For those of you who were not able to participate, I hope that we see you next year. Because you don't know how much of a difference you're making until you're in it. And you're actually doing the little things that take so much time. I was putting baby clothes on hangers. It took forever. I might just be clumsy. I don't know. But people are in there, they're volunteering their time, they're doing this every day and they're helping the community. And we have the opportunity to do that. So thank you to everyone who put that together. And thank you to everyone who participated. So. Is Roxy in? Yeah. Where is she? But Roxy is not in the building. But if she were here, I think she would probably tell you to at least participate in the backpack drive. This is a list of what we need. If you scan the QR code, the list will pop up, I believe, on Amazon. And I knew she couldn't resist. Here she goes.
It's not cooperating right now.
It's not cooperating right now.
Okay, so we have an update on the back to school backpack drive. Our goal for our office, our market center is 100 backpack and all the supplies. Robin Taylor came up with another version of a flyer. This is it. And if you would like access to that, she can give you just a guest access to personalize it. So I'm going to send it out to my neighborhood. I live in Edenwald. So I'm going to change this up and just say I'd be happy to come by and pick up extra backpack supplies. School ends this week, so I know my daughter has a bunch of stuff in her desk and backpack she's bringing home that I'm happy just to drive by their house and pick it up. So if you're interested, I'll pass this around. I think I got
A great idea. You're farming a community. Thank you, Roxy.
Thank you too, Robin. I've got 15, so if you guys can just pass it and look at it. If you're interested, please.
Yeah, email or see me and I can share the template with you. So you can, yeah, you can personalize it. There's plenty of room on there and it's Canva, so.
And I do that with the nursery. Your neighborhood to your PTA.
Absolutely.
I would love to point out, I thought North Fulton Charities was just North Fulton. If you haven't been there to work, it's, and I've been there to work, I just learned the other day. It is Georgia, it is the state of Georgia, it's for grands raising grands. And I've always been hesitant to do too much because I live in Cherokee County and I feel like I should be doing in Cherokee County. You don't have to live in North Fulton to do something to assist people in your,
In the whole
you know.
state.
And so when you're touching them, tell them about it's grands raising grands. And I know some that are raising
Absolutely.
grandchildren.
Are you talking about North Fulton Community Charities or foster care?
The foster care school.
Okay, you said North Fulton
Yeah,
Community
okay.
Charities.
So, yes, I did. So this organization is not just for this area. It's not for North Fulton. It is the state of Georgia. People come from the southeast corner of the state to the northwest corner of the state. Sometimes they come there. Sometimes they take their orders over the phone, what their grandchildren need. And it is just an incredible organization and don't take your stuff to Goodwill, take your stuff to them.
That's the takeaway that I had is because I've been taking my clothes to Goodwill and I was like, why am I doing this? I could take it here. And there are people that need suits and, things to wear for job interviews and they give the clothes away. It's not, they're not making any money. Yes, sir.
North Fulton Community Charities always also has food. Because my daughter volunteers there every Thursday after work.
Yeah.
And they give away food to those that are in need. So it's
Did
not
not know
just
that.
items, it's also food.
It's also food.
They have a serious food pantry.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. For sure.
Yeah. Oh, keys for the window. Serious food.
They do. It's a pretty area, yeah.
Yeah, so they said, the foster care report that, if you have to pay state taxes, you could designate your tax instead of just paying it to the state, designate it to foster care support and then pay them instead of paying the state. So you can out that. So they said go to the website, it goes more, but I'm like, I'd rather designate if I have to pay anyways to
Yeah, to a charity.
organization.
Yeah. Well, it is a truly wonderful, both of them are great organizations and we're very lucky to be affiliated with them. Yes, ma'am.
The code is working.
Code is
And I'll give this Robin Taylor to see if we can add the link for the edible flyer.
Yes, that's
To
what
the
the
slide.
QR code I had wasn't working, but we will, yeah, we can get that on the flyer.
And y'all, I mean, honestly, okay, so here's the gift. It's like, so you need a reason to go door knocking. Here it is. You're doing something charitable. And you know, you've got your name on it. It's like everything all wrapped into one. So here's something else that we can use. And if we don't use it, we're not taking full advantage of it.
To
Yeah.
clarify, because we're talking about two different things.
Yes.
The foster care was the event last week and helps everybody in Georgia. This one is for the North Fulton Charities, which
Yes,
is.
correct.
North Fulton.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for clarifying. We got a little off track there. We always need someone to bring us back.
Well,
Bring us back.
She talked.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Right.
Fund to make sure people are not collecting.
Absolutely.
Live at a farm.
I bet though, this came through, I bet Cherokee County would have similar for their middle schools, because this was North Fulton Charity reaching out to help middle schools here.
Yep.
So I bet there's something in Cherokee County that would be the same, or we could create a lovely flyer for you.
All right, well, I'll figure that out. I love that. All right. Thank you guys for that. This Thursday, safety and situational awareness class. Good black dog. We do not need that, Kathy. I did. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Was it Tom Ferry? Has anybody ever done Tom Ferry before? Because when I was with Berkshire Hathaway, we did a lot of Tom Ferry, and I swear y'all, every class that we had, they started like this, and I'm like, this is so ludicrous. And you have a whole room full of people and they're out there chopping. It was wild. It was wild. But this Thursday, if you want to see me do it again, 3-hour CE class. PE class, this is great. Safety and situational awareness CE. This is my grade. It's going to be putting this on for us. If you would like to register for this, please click on the QR code. You will also get these slides in your mailboxes afterwards, at the meeting. So level up your business with Mr. Andy Peters, May 29th, 12 to 1, no CE, but it is virtual. So you do not have to be here in order to take that. And it is a good class. NAR news. Here we go. July 1st, there are going to be revisions to, okay, collective deep silence. I'll just do it. So that's July 1st. There are tons of classes after these come out. So do not worry. I'm sure we will have classes, NAR will have GAR. Everybody's going to have classes telling you about the revisions. I missed one this year. I missed one. It was on Earnest Month. And I thought I knew what I was talking about, and they had changed the form. So it is very important that we all pay attention to the revision. Yes,
They've
ma'am.
already got the taxes,
Perfect.
on ARA.
Okay.
ARA, because the revisions are already being made.
Okay.
So they're printed, but they do say the training
Yes.
purposes only. Melba has some, any of the big trainers already have them.
Okay.
So if you see anything coming in, I would advise you to go now, because after July,
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. And it,
you're gonna wanna listen.
no.
You're gonna argue. It is what it is.
And one of the things that we do pride ourselves on is our education and our training. Let's be prepared for it. If there's a way to do it, which you just told us there was, let's be prepared for it before it hits. So that we,
Proactive rather.
so that if the person that we're co-oping with maybe isn't as familiar, possibly we can assist them with that. So KW Cares, this is the month where we all contribute for Mo Anderson's 87th birthday. The QR code is right there. If you would like to contribute, we would love for you to contribute. That is what she is asking for her birthday. So in honor of her 87th birthday, please scan that code. All right, y'all. This is gonna be dry and probably not super fun, but we're gonna do it anyway, all right? Because we need to know about, yeah, go ahead. We need to know about working with tenants. So we're gonna do it in 2 parts, okay? So today, we're going to talk about showing property to a tenant, all right? Next week, or maybe the week after, maybe I'll give you a break from all this excitement. We're gonna talk about representing a landlord and how to put in a lease listing. But today, we're gonna talk about showing rentals. Because a lot of our agents are showing rentals right now. Over a third of American adults rent rather than own. Of course, it is our job to try to help them get to home ownership. In the interim, we can help them with a lease. We can put them in our database. We can nurture them. We can follow up with them just like we would someone who had purchased a home from us. And when they are ready to buy a home, we're going to assist them with that as well. So I love referrals. Do you? When that customer that you sold a home to last year called and says, my daughter just graduated from college. She can afford $800 a month and she wants to be in downtown. And you're just like, oh, great. Do you really love referral? That's a referral. That's a referral. Love your referrals. Help these people out. Build your database. Database is how we secure our sustainable business. The only way that you're going to have sustainable business is to build your database. It's a little off topic, but if we are an agent who needs leads, I need leads, I need leads. I'm going to change companies. Do you have leads? You know, how can I get leads? No. Build your database, create your own leads. That is sustainable business. You're not relying on anybody but yourself for that. Be their agent on the rental, maintain that relationship, and be their agent when they purchase. You do a good job for them in a rental, they're going to appreciate you so much. You helped us when we didn't have any money, and now we're buying this $1 million house. So keep up with those people. Fun fact, according to the NAR as of March, what percentage of multi-family rental properties are up year over year? All right, let's hear it. I'm doing a drum roll. Who knows?
25.
I got 25. 75. Y'all 11%. It is 11. It is 11%. Oh, there's the drum roll. Drum roll, please. 11%. Sorry, I screwed that up. Rachel worked so hard on that, y'all. My time. What can I say? Another fun fact. According to the NAR, in February, what percentage of single family rental properties are up year over year? There you go. 13. The answer is 13%. All right, here we go. You guys, you're working with a tenant, okay? What's your first step? The easiest way, as a broker, the way that I look at it, when somebody has a question on a lease, I'm going to equate tenant to buyer and landlord to seller. Most of the time, that's going to help you get through whatever question you have. It's just like a buyer and a seller, except it's a tenant and a landlord. What is the first thing you should do with a buyer? What do you guys, not that you all do it every time, but what is the first thing that you're supposed to do with a buyer? You're supposed to get what sign? Exactly. Did you know? Did you know? This exists for tenants as well. So when you are working with a tenant, there are a couple of them. There is the exclusive tenant brokerage agreement. This is when you're going to be representing your tenant as a, you got it? This one right here. They're two separate ones. It's not like on the BBA where there's just one. There's a separate one if you are working with a tenant as a customer, okay? So you've got one tenant as a client, one tenant as a customer. Those are your two forms that you need to fill out. What is the difference? With a client, the agent may represent, and here's your keyword. Okay, your keyword is advise. Advise the tenant on brokerage matters. The agent may assist to the extent requested by tenant in negotiating, filling out, doing whatever. If you're representing your tenant as a customer, you may not represent or advise, y'all. That's what the difference is, okay, between a client and a customer. A client, you're giving them all the information, and then you're helping them process the information. And you're going through it with them, and you're like, well, I think this, and you know, my professionalism and my experience tells me that we probably need. When they are a customer, you are giving them the facts and you are letting them make their own decisions. Period, end of story, okay? Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, enthusiasm from the team, I love it. Okay. When your person is a customer, what can you do for them? It is called ministerial acts, okay? What is a ministerial act? And you will see that all of this is providing information. You are not advising, you are not counseling, you are not doing anything but providing information, all right? So that could be showing them properties for lease, real estate statistics, putting together their contract for them as they give you the information to put in the contract, okay? It's not them asking, what do you think I should offer? Here's your facts, you tell me what you want to offer. So you've got your tenant brokerage agreement signed. Where do you find the rental rights? Where are they? A couple of different places. ProMove, if your person is leaning toward an apartment, but you told their mom that you were going to help them find a place to live, okay? Call ProMove. You still get a commission. You know, commissions are small on leases, they just are. But you will still get a commission with ProMove and they can actually take over the whole thing for you. Or you can work with them in finding an apartment for your person. Very, very, very helpful service, cuts your time down to almost nothing, and you still get a little bit of money from it. FMLS and GAMLS. Y'all bear with me on this. When you go into FMLS, you hit search right here. And this is where you want to live. Residential lease. That's it. That's all you do. You click on that and you don't have to, but you're going to click on that and you're going to put in your information just as you would if you were looking for a home. There are a couple of different questions, you know, it's like monthly range and all this kind of stuff, but it's the same. You look for it the same way. I wanted to pull up these houses here to show you guys the different ways. Can we get those to come up? They're right there. Can we please? Raven's so good. I'm just kind of bumbling around. Raven's really good. So this one right here, all right? Subtype, apartment. Did y'all know that there were apartments on FMLS? Yeah. I find that shocking, but there they are, right? And we're not going to get into all the politics and all the other things that go along with that, but y'all, there are apartments on FMLS. Can you scroll down, Raven, to the private remarks? Right in here. When you pull things up, if you do not know how to show them, if you're freaked out because it's a lease, if you read the remarks, it's pretty much always going to tell you what you need to do on a lease. Refer your client to us or stay in control. This is ProMove. Receive 12.5% of first month's rent. We all know it's piddly. That's, you know, we're doing it for the database. And it's going to tell you exactly what, I don't want to know. Write that down.
Doing it for the data.
Write down. We're doing it for the database, y'all. I've got t-shirts made and we're all gonna doing it for the database. But this is ProMove. They tell you exactly what to do. Okay, right here in this. All right, we can go to the next one, please. What's it next? It should go. Yeah, perfect. Can you scroll down a little bit more? Yeah, okay, stop. This is interesting. This one is a townhouse. Okay. So, right. Have y'all seen? Rent-free tenant application. So, this is very interesting. Rent-free is a company that has some sort of agreement with FMLS. And the application for this property is right here. Okay. That makes it wonderful for everybody because you can just forward that link to your people. Okay. So far in the two houses that we've looked at, both of them have told us exactly how to make application. One we call ProMove. One we're doing the rent-free tenant application. Let's go to the next. I'm just trying to tell you a variety of the different things that are out there. And I know this is just scintillating information, but this one right here, again, an apartment. Down here, if you go down right here, our on-site leasing agent will coordinate showings. Okay, they're gonna do everything for you, or you can request via showing time. Again, information in the FMLS. And we have one more to look at, just for a little variety. This one is a single family residence, okay? And then down here in the private remarks, show anytime vacant. Text agent with questions, look, propertymanagementroswell.com. You're gonna go to that website and you're gonna click apply now. Let's talk about that for a minute. We've got our houses. We're good to go. We're following the instructions. What's the next thing that we do? You show the houses, the people are like, this is it. This is the one. I like this. This is the one I want to get. What do? A rental application. This seems so easy, but this is where we screw up so many times. The rental application is different from the lease. I know that sounds so simplistic, but we get it twisted in our heads. And the very first thing we have to do, our people have to put in a rental application. Y'all, they're not putting in a lease, they're not putting in an offer on a lease, they are putting in a rental application. You do not want your hands to touch the rental application. All right? You don't want to be involved in the rental application at all. Figure out a way to get your people the link or the app and have them send it directly to the landlord or the person representing this property. Why? Does anybody know why? Privacy and what else?
Liability.
Fair housing. Fair housing. If I'm talking to Tom and I'm like, Tom, I'm gonna fill out this application for you. I'm your real estate agent. And we fill it all out and I turn it in and Tom does not get the property or Tom's application is not selected. Tom can say, what did you put on my application? Did you talk to the person that you gave the application to? What did you say? Was there something that you did that made them not like me? Or that even doesn't like you, that's why. Remove yourself from all of it. You want a direct connection between your tenant and the landlord or the listing agent on the other end, preferably the landlord. So you're gonna give the links, everything directly to them. You're gonna let them turn that in. Read the listing carefully. Most listings, as we saw, will specify how your tenant should make application. And they do, they tell you exactly what to do. Give the application link to your tenant. Do not assist with filling out the rental application. Then you're going to follow up with the listing agent to make sure that they receive the rental application. That's it. It's as easy as that. You have nothing to do with the decision, anything else. You're just turning it in. You're waiting to hear what they say. Let's say that your people were approved. They were selected. They are the golden people over here. It's time to put the lease agreement together. So the second step, you put in your tenant application. Yes, everything's cool. Okay, let's go. Now it's time to put in the actual lease. All right. Rentals are different from listings. You need to communicate with the listing agent as to how they would like to proceed with the lease. A lot of times, the listing agent will write the lease for you. That's very weird, right? Normally, we're used to like pulling the forms, putting it all together, submitting it. A lot of the times, the listing agent will do that for you. A lot of the times, they have their own forms to do that. On an apartment, of course, you know it's going to be different. But if it's a single family, sometimes they will not use GAR forms. Do not freak out. It is okay in this situation. If your commission is not addressed in the lease agreement, write it into the special stipulation. Okay? We want it on that piece of paper. Again, this is not buying and selling. We're not negotiating anything like that. We're not messing up their offer. Put your commission in the special stipulation. Move in, move out inspection. This happens after the lease is accepted. The move in, move out, do you need to be there representing the tenant? You don't have to be there. Is it nice to be there? It is. But the people that need to be there are going to be your tenant and the landlord or the listing agent. They're going to do the same on the move out. How do I get paid? Make sure your commission is noted in the lease agreement, which we talked about. You're going to enter it into command. We have a lot of questions about this, just like you would for a buyer or a seller. You're going to enter the opportunity into command and you're going to create an opportunity, and under the opportunity type, it's going to ask, Is it a tenant? Is it a landlord? Yes, actually, it's a tenant. And you're gonna choose tenant and you're gonna follow the prompts and upload the required documents. It's just as easy as it is when you're doing for a buyer or for a seller. Your commission will come directly to KWRC and be handled just like the commission. My tenant has moved in. What's next? Doing it for the database, y'all. Add your tenant to your database. Follow up with them just like you would a buyer. Contact them a few months prior to the expiration of the lease, because guess what? That's somebody on your database that you know is gonna have to make a housing decision in the next couple of months. Be there for those people. Maybe they can buy a house. We don't know, but it's a great time to connect with them and also to connect them with the lender. Bring that. This is Alicia put these in here for me a sec. What are the two fastest growing rental markets? And what are the top two slowest? You guys have any ideas? Nationwide. Where do you think the hottest rental market is right now?
Atlanta's one of them.
Do you? You're gonna be shocked. Because I was shocked.
What, it's either the fastest or the slowest. Nationwide. Yeah.
It is. It's not the one that you think it's gonna be.
We're talking about city?
Yes. New York City.
That's the slowest.
You in your red dress, look at all that. Look at it. And this blew my mind because I was like, really? What's going on? It never happens in Milwaukee. Austin and Atlanta. So Kathy was right. And this is super interesting to me because Austin has always been kind of touted as the next Atlanta. You know, it's like a little Atlanta. So I think that's very interesting that we're the two slowest markets. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions? I know that was not our normal exciting, fabulous, wonderful meeting, but it's information that I think that we need because we've been having a ton of questions on it. Yes, ma'am.
So some agents do ask for the GAR rental
Yes,
application. Is
absolutely.
there a way to do that through DocuSign?
Yes, there is. It's right there. It's in there.
I mean, I send it, but the field.
Yeah. You should be able to fill it out. You should be able to pull it into your DocuSign and fill it out just as you would a normal purchase and sale agreement.
The application for each
I'm
other.
talking about the
Oh, the application. Once again, I'm gonna say that.
You have to let your tenants be the. They're called.
To my tenant.
Right.
Is there a way for her to do that through DocuSign?
There is not, let's talk about this for a second. I do not think that there's a way to do that without having your name and information on it so that you would somehow have access to that information. And we don't want to have, when I'm telling you the steps so far back from that.
Yeah.
I would almost like print it and scan it or send it to a different. A lot of these places now have links, like Rent Free and myhomeowner.com and all these places, they actually have a link. And the listing agent can send a link to you to give to your tenant to fill it out and get it directly to the landlord.
And Rent Free also does a screening, so Rent Free
Yeah.
will screen the applicant to see if they.
Yeah. Most of the services do, which is really nice. And they charge the applicant,
Yeah.
like $45 to $50.
You
Yeah.
just have to be careful when we talk about the landlord side.
Yeah.
There's some issues that we've been running into where it copies the agent on everything and we are not supposed to have
Yeah.
that at all.
Yeah, we got, we talked about the bus firm.
No, we're talking about rent free.
Oh, yeah.
And it starts doing background checks and all of that.
So it's sending you information.
Right, and-
Oh,
And
About how to send it directly to them and they don't have any to do that.
yeah, good to know. I didn't know.
so that's, yeah, a problem.
So another problem to watch out for. Something.
Something else we got to figure out, because apparently they can't.
Well, I'm not gonna say they are associated with that, but, you know, we'll leave that for what it is. So we're gonna get a little bit early today. Does anybody have a caravan going on?
Since
Williams
does.
Disney Williams has a really cool thing going on up at Avalon between 3:30 and 6:30 or 3 and 6, somewhere along this time. And it's gonna be an open house caravan and a happy hour. So if anybody wants to go to that, I'm sure she would be very ecstatic to see you. And if anybody, thank you, Lee, for yelling that out. If anybody ever has a caravan or anything they want to announce on Tuesdays, I would love for you guys to start standing up and letting us know. Because the last one that we had, thank you to all of you guys that went, we had great participation. It's wonderful. We're gonna kind of work on bringing caravans back after the summer, siesta or hiatus or whatever we have. So I think at the beginning of the next school year, we're really gonna kind of dig down into doing a little bit more caravanning and supporting each other more with our. We'll talk about that. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I just wanted to tell y'all, we have a growth committee meeting at 12:30. But if you want to start, we can start early. Last week I got a call from one of my banks saying, hey, we had 4 charges that were suspicious on your account and want to know if you did these. Well, there was one for $8.08, one for 35 cents, then one for $4.63 and one for $600. And I said, no, none of those were mine. And so I thought, I don't look at my bank account enough. So Sunday morning, I was lying in bed and I looked at both my bank accounts. And I had $1,612.50 deposited from Keller Williams Realty Consultants from my profit share. It works. I jumped out of the bed. I had one,
Visual, I don't know if y'all are with me. It's not just like seeing traffic.
one like 6.5 or 7.5 years ago, that was $2,500 one month. But I've had 2 of my Keller Williams babies leave Keller Williams because of moving and having a baby. But one of my babies just outperformed herself. And I just want to say, grow your downline.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, come with us. We got leads for you. But they're not housing leads, they're agent leads. But you gotta be on the growth committee.
Right. And I'll tell you another story, success story that Donna has. Donna had given out the heat seeker list.
Dear Donna, what's
Heat seeker list for leads, and she had did the calling, and then she turned around and said, hey, do you have any more? So then she called again, and one of her individuals ended up we ended up hiring that individual in the office. So she's a celebrity, so we thank you guys. I definitely encourage you to participate.
It helps
with the growth
everybody.
Committee, it does
Yeah.
help grow your downline.
It really helps everybody. And I think one of the reasons that this office is so incredibly special is that we are hiring people who are recommended to us by you. So we're getting more people with this great culture and this great personality in this office, and it just continues to grow. And it is it's an amazing experience. And
I also have
Yeah.
a share last month. I just wanted to add, that was like 3 and change, so not quite.
but y'all, I'm so on a check on the 21st of every month. It's like, oh, what did one of our agents calls it their shoe money. It's the shoe money. I always be like, oh my God, I love those shoes. She's like, thank you. It's my profit share shoes. These are my profit share. It's not shoes. So anyway, if y'all can attend the growth, committee, that would be fantastic. So anybody else? Anybody else? Yes, sir, in back. Yes, everybody put their business card in and. May I introduce? May I introduce? Okay. I would like to introduce y'all to Ms. Rachel Poor, who has joined our office as of yesterday. We are. And when I'm talking about people recruiting other people of the same culture, Donna Poor helped us bring her in, and she is as wonderful as we are. So we are beyond thrilled. Yes, ma'am.
Done all of the best, and I've known Donna for 20-some years before I even worked with her today. So we kind of have, we both at First Atlanta, we kind of had the same conversation, and she just got a follower, and so here, I think there's some mentorship that I'm really excited about, getting back to that life by design and not by default.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. We're thrilled that you're here. I didn't know if it was okay to introduce her or not. I had to tread lightly.
I was just thinking about, normally I don't focus on downline, it just kind of happens, but with all of the, shakeup and not lack of information, I think people might be considering making a move or getting out of the industry and, with our, reputation, education and support, That's the message these days.
And so Michael Gray was here on Friday and did an incredible job.
Yeah.
And so who hasn't settled? Berkshire Hathaway hasn't,
Berkshire Hathaway has not settled,
and Coldwell
they
Banker.
call it TV. I think Berkshire and TV are the
So
only
we
ones.
were talking about like, if you've done a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kelly and Soren.
No,
No.
Kelly Sorahan. It wasn't Kelly Sorahan, I'm sorry. It was David Strauss.
David Strauss.
Incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Like every time there's something about this, I go to it.
Yep.
But there was so much more information that I had not heard yet. So it was great. But he said that, call those people, that if you've done a deal with them, if you have a relationship with them, even if you don't, call them because they may be thinking, what's gonna
A
happen?
lot of lost, there are a lot of lost people. We're very fortunate, in and of the fact that we have, Kern and Fiona and Melba and all these people who are just, standing over us like, you've got to learn this information. And we do. We need to know this information because our clients want to know. But you would be amazed at how many agents have no clue what's going on and they feel very lost. So if we can be of assistance to other.
Can you explain what you meant though? So the company that.
Okay, they have not settled yet. So Gary Keller settled for us. So if you're with Keller Williams, you're covered.
Yeah.
The other ones, they don't know what's gonna happen to them. They don't know if their company is gonna settle for them, if it's gonna cost them for their company to settle.
Or they could get sued individually.
Or they could get sued individually. But we, as Keller Williams agents, are covered.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, there's Tracy Trent.
Tracy, do I stand up and just? Welcome. I absolutely love that. All right, that is it for today. We are out at 12. If you have not eaten, you're gonna draw now. All luck. Break that. Everybody been a part of it? Hang on, got a straggler. Oh, we got two.
I got yours.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna be brief.
Good. We're not- I don't know where, can we put in a card for her? Can somebody just put in a card? Can you have an extra card, piece of paper?
Real quick. Bonus.
Bonus, okay, and Twan is ineligible. Just
What year did I my card out first? Make it. Something.
Wow. Wow. Somebody's paying it.
All right.
Chanel.
That's all.
That's her. Thank you for doing that. Thank you so much.
I did.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Reduce the E, so we'll get.
We'd love to get on the board with you for CE. Fantastic. Well, but